Greetings once again, pirates on the high seas. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with One Piece. In the previous chapter, Van Augur held Caribou at gunpoint, believing him a potential assassin after Blackbeard's life. But Caribou bargained with information. With him knowing about both Poseidon and Pluton, will Teach get this much sought after information? Meanwhile, with the pacifistas going on a rampage under Bonnie's command, Doberman orders the Vice Admirals to go in and eliminate her. And just as one Vice Admiral named Tosa is about to go after Bonnie, he's taken out by Dory and Brogy, who do not recognize Frankie as one of the Straw Hats because of his bounty poster, hilariously enough. But after Frankie gives them the 411 about what's going on with Luffy and Sanji, Dory and Brogy head over to help, while the rest of the Giants take Bonnie, Frankie, Atlas, and Kuma to their ship. Meanwhile, Bluegrass and Doll jump on a sea beast, and thanks to Bluegrass's ride ability, they make their way over to attack some giants. It's then that we find out that Doll was actually a subordinate of Jaguar D. Saul in the past, with Bluegrass questioning if she might have some issues attacking giants. Meanwhile, Saturn starts to take on a more bestial form, with a corrosive substance oozing from his legs. As he goes on the attack against Luffy, Sanji tries to make off with Vegapunk, but Kizaru intercepts Sanji and manages to pierce Vegapunk with his light sword. Seeing the desperation of the situation, Luffy goes giant, Gigante, and manages to hold back Saturn and Kizaru, telling them they're not getting away. And as Vegapunk slips out of consciousness, or dies, it's kinda hard to tell, Sanji notices that Vegapunk has a smile on his face. And elsewhere, in the Labophase, a computer activates, sending out a broadcast of Vegapunk to the entire world about the history of the world. What is Vegapunk's message? Well, we actually find it out in this chapter. And is Vegapunk dead? Have the Straw Hats failed, despite the fact that the odds keep increasing to their favor? Join me as I find out, won't you? Alright, One Piece chapter 1109. Oh, almost got that 11111. That'd be the Zoro chapter in terms of his bounty. Interception. But who's being intercepted? Or are they intercepting the message? Oh, limited cover series number 26, finally. Onigashima sinks. That's odd. Did it fall in the hole that Big Mom made? I don't know, the positioning of it all. Would it have ended up there? In Old Wano? Because it landed on land, but it was near Big Mom's hole. But that led to magma. Did someone push it? Why don't we take Onigashima and push it someplace else? I'm kind of at a loss. How did it end up there? Alright, we hear the broadcast, as it seems as though Vegapunk flatlined. Yeah, the heart monitor. Someone says, come on now, Stella. Oh, it's Shaka. You can't just start this up out of nowhere. Vegapunk says, What do you mean, Shaka? Surely the audience will need... Oh, Shaka says surely the audience will need to be adequately prepared to hear it. Vegapunk says, you really think that's necessary? Some intelligence agency will pick it up and it'll spread across the world by the next day. Shaka says, are you certain about that? What if they manipulate the information? Vegapunk says, a good point. So, what do we do? The Marines on the ship say, what is that? Where is it from? It's coming across every ship's snail. So he's hijacked all the transponder snails? One ship that has Vegapunk's broadcasts where he says, I'll relay the signal through every Navy base in the world. One ship's captain says, turn that off. And the Marine says, but I can't. Vegapunk says, and force them to output at maximum strength. The transponder snails can receive audio signals, but the visual transponder snails will take time in order to be set up for viewing. Luffy's listening to this as he holds back Saturn and Kizaru, with Saturn thinking, what are you going to tell the world, Vegapunk? Shaka's voice says, I suggest giving them an interval of 1 hour. Vegapunk says, 1 hour? That seems long. So long, in fact. With Nami's group, it's coming over Usopp's radio. I guess it's all their radios. With Nami questioning, that's Vegapunk, right? Chopper says, where is it coming from? Why now? Vegapunk says that it will give those who might not want this message heard the time to interfere with it. Shaka says, very well. Let us set the preparation period for the message to 10 minutes. With Vegapunk saying, you hear that, world? Meanwhile, we see the giants attacking the Marines who fight back in vain. And Sanji, who's listening to it on his radio as he's holding the actual Vegapunk, he says, isn't that your voice, Vegapunk? Hey, Wake up! Saturn seems to be in a silent panic as we pick up in Sacred Marie-Jo. Oh, people in Marie-Jo are panicking, saying, what is that signal? Someone explain this now. But is it a telepathic communication? Because someone says mentally, Saturn, what happened with Vegapunk? And Saturn says, Kizaru killed him. He should be dead now. I think. I saw it. How are they able to contact telepathically? Marcus Mars seems to say, Warcury says, so he set up this message to play in the event of his own death. Ethan Barron says, most likely. While Jupiter says, and who knows what he might say. Warcury then adds, if we can find the source of the transmission. But Jupiter then says, I can't imagine it's coming from anywhere but the labo phase on Egghead, and it's protected by that barrier. They have all the information. Are they one entity? Or is it more than that? Meanwhile, the transmission says the transmission of the Vegapunks with Shaka saying, so 9.5 minutes to kill. What now? Vegapunk says, want to invent something? I'm rather busy. While Pythagoras says, why not have some coffee? We then pick up in Dressrosa in the New World, where the people say, did you hear that? This is wild. The legendary Vegapunk is sending a message to the entire world. Bring out the visual transponder snails. Set up the big screen. Hurry, we've only got 10 minutes. So they're actually doing it. People are doing it where they can. Oh, it's Rebecca. Leo goes up to Rebecca saying, is that the Professor Luffy Land took hostage? What's going on over there? Oh God, the way they talk. Rebecca says, oh Leo, did you really believe that horrible article about Lucy? She still calls him Lucy. Pythagoras chimes in saying, calculating the likelihood of jamming signal. While Kira says, the picture's up. Is that Vegapunk? Meanwhile, in Windmill Village in the East Blue, the townspeople are talking, saying, what's this? I thought the news was about Luffy getting up to trouble again. A visual transponder snail. I told you our village needed one mayor. Hoopslap says, and who's gonna pay for it? There's food isn't free, you know. You'll get by on sound alone and you'll like it. The people say, aw. Oh, Water 7 in the Grand Line. And the people go, wake up, people. Wake up, sheeple. Huge news. Iceberg wakes up saying, oh, my. Set up the video at once, Alice. Oh, okay, so we finally get her name. The new secretary she got. Iceberg's secretary, Little Alice. And I love how Tyrannosaurus is on her head. She says, yes, sir. I'll have it shown in the room next door. I've also set up screens in each shipbuilding dock, although it's the middle of the night given the apparent importance of the event. I've already delegated contact of all residents so they can be ready to view the video within 10 minutes. Anything else? Man, she's good. World Economic Journal HQ, up in the sky, out of reach. The newsies say, hey, what's this signal about? It's an independent source being relayed by the Navy. Vivi says, does it say where Luffy's crew is going? Morgan tells her, look at the clock behind them, fool. That's not the current time on Egghead. This is a recording that was made in the past. There's currently a buster call happening over there, so the place is burning to the ground as we speak, I'm sure. We then pick up in the West Blue with them having set up their visual Denden Mushi, with the people saying, so that's the real Dr. Vegapunk. Look at his head. His mind's so sharp it cut itself. Oh God. Then the North Blue with the man saying, the man who brought light to the world. And the South Blue, the people say, what's so important for him to say to the entire world? Is it the invention of the century? The Kamabaka Queendom. They've set up their visual Denden Mushi as well. Vegapunk says, the coffee will take 10 minutes to brew, then I won't have time to drink it. Oh, I think that's Pythagoras saying the coffee will take 10 minutes to brew. And Vegapunk says, I won't have time to drink it. Ivankov says, I calculate. Oh, wait, Pythagoras says. No, so it's Shaku who says the coffee will take 10 minutes. Then Pythagoras says, I calculate the chances of jamming are exceedingly low. Okay. Eva says, what does Vegapunk think he's doing now? And why is his noggin so slim? Koala questions, is that the Dr. Vegapunk we're all talking about? Morley says, and he's streaming a message in the middle of this whole ordeal? Sabo is deep in thought, while Dragon remembers Shaka's words. I suspect that my death is imminent. It's funny, we just saw that in the anime. We then cut back over to Egghead, where Luffy tells Saturn, all those punches mean nothing to you, huh? Saturn, I think, tries to use his weird eye ability, and did Kizaru just shoot light beams out of his eyes? Holy crap. Saturn also tries to stab Luffy with one of his tendrils, his claws, whatever. But Luffy dives backward. He then pulls the two back, saying, from now until the moment all my friends get away, I'm keeping you guys right here. He bends his arms back with Saturn and Kizaru and uses Gum Gum oh god, Dawn, Symbol! And he just slams the two of them into each other, flattening them like pancake. Oh god, the disrespect. As the two of them are seeing stars, he then twirls them around like pizzas on his fingers, with Luffy saying, if you just bounce back from anything I do, let's see you bounce back from this. And he just chucks them, sends them flying. The Marines view it saying, he just threw something. Oh, okay. I wasn't sure what happened at first, but we see what seems to be Kizaru hit one of the Marine vessels, while Saturn seems to redirect himself. He actually controlled himself, and he goes straight for Luffy, bringing out his talons to try to stab him. Oh geez, he actually managed to make it work in his advantage. Luffy's eyes pop out of his head going, what? But he gets mad saying, how come nothing I do damages him? Meanwhile, on the Marine vessel that Kizaru was chucked into, the Marines go up to him saying, Admiral Kizaru, what happened? Are you alright, Admiral? And Kizaru's just down with his arm over his eyes. It's hard to tell if he's down. He's not down for the count. I think he just wants to be done. Meanwhile, the Gorosei get in contact with Saturn, with them saying, there's no time, Saturn. Vegapunk must not be given license to speak, as Saturn is trying to pierce through Luffy, who's just racing through the sky. So going, whoa, close one. What the hell is that? Pillars? Oh, the Gorosei say, the giants who are taking Bonnie and the others to their ship say, there it is, that's our ship. Well, Bonnie says, I hope Vegapunk and them are all right. Saturn says, I'll make the summon. The others say, good. Summon. Oh, God. No. Now? Oh, crap. Okay, something jet black strikes at Egghead. The Marines freak out going, huh? What was that? Black lightning? No, that's a DC character. Oh my god. Yeah. 4 pentagrams with black flames and lightning erupting from them appear around Saturn, who comes to a skidding halt. Luffy looks back, eyes bugging out of his head going, what was that? And Sanji, holding Vegapunk, looks back, seeing all of it, saying, that's the same thing as when the Spider-Gram showed up. Don't tell me they're all coming here. Holy crap. Okay, I gotta tell you, this I was not expecting. Are they maybe avatars? But no, we know Saturn is there. Or is it possible they're projections? Is that why they can't be hurt? I didn't think we were actually gonna see this so soon. Crap. Okay, this is definitely bad, because, look, Saturn, the toughest thing about him is that he just doesn't stay down, much like Luffy. But, I mean, for the most part, you can just knock him away. Knock them away, do what you need to do. But 5 of those, oh my, 1 is annoying. 5? Oh god, Egghead just keeps escalating. It's funny, the countdown to disaster is actually on the side of the Gorosei, as they want to prevent Vegapunk's message from getting it. I don't know if Luffy can handle 5 of them. And if Kizaru comes back in the game? Okay, this is definitely a situation where it might have to be that, I don't know, cause, it's a good thing Dory and Brogy are coming. Dory, Brogy, Luffy, Sanji, and Zoro, that could be it. Cause that's the only way I see this working out. We could take down all 5 Gorosei here and now, but that would make what Katarina Devon kind of useless to a certain degree, wouldn't? Then again, they could just control it in the absence of the Gorosei. Though I'm not gonna lie, it's like, I thought we were done escalating this. Because it's like, okay, this is like the highest it could go. But to go even higher? What? I keep wondering where we're gonna go from here, and then something else happens. Okay, Egghead needs to stop, because it's like, how do you stop? How do you stop this from escalating? How do they escape from this? Oh god. Because even with Luffy taking on Saturn, nothing puts him down. At least with Kizaru, it feels like he's reaching a bit of a limit. But Saturn, he just don't stop. And I don't know, can Luffy still keep this up? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride. Thank you so much for watching. I have no idea how this ends. How do you end this? How do you end this at this point? I want to hear from you, but until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye.